let's talk about Kyle Shanahan. To me, I'm very impressed with Kyle Shanahan. I've been like the biggest Kyle Shanahan skeptic. To me, he lost both Super Bowls he was in, and I just can't take him seriously after he had a 28-3 lead in the third quarter, lost a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, lost. To me, that's a joke, and it's his fault. He had no run game to seal the deal. Now I see him in the Rams game down 17-0 and wins because he sticks with his run game down. Like, that's a huge deal. That's what Harbaugh did in Atlanta 10 years ago. This is a different Kyle Shanahan, and I'm really impressed. To me, it says if he has his chance this year, he's not going to blow it. If he has a lead in a Super Bowl, he actually has the philosophy in the run game to seal the deal, and that's a big step for him, I think. Is it too early to say that? I don't know. That's how I feel about him right now.
I thought he was really masterful in the last game, and as an offense coordinator, but I think you have to give him a lot of credit as a head coach as well, because keeping a team's head right down 17 and being able to keep them in that game and believing that they'll win the game, it's not easy. No. And it shows his ability as a head coach, right? Because that's one thing people knock him for is we know you're a great offensive coordinator, but are you a head coach?
Yeah.
And it shows his ability as a head coach to be a leader of men in critical moments. It was impressive.
It also shows that he can get out of his own freaking way. You know, because I think he beat himself in the Super Bowls. Like, you didn't get beat by anyone but yourself.
Yeah,
you couldn't run the ball. Honestly, if they were running the ball in the fourth quarter of the game against the Chiefs like they're running it now, they would have won. Debo got no carries. That wouldn't happen now. Wouldn't happen.
And what the 49ers want to do, like, there's what they do on defense and what they do on offense, it all fits together. Like, I know first, like, the 49ers defensively couldn't get off the field in the beginning. But, like, what hurt them also was their offense did nothing. So in order for the 49ers defense really to work, it's their offense has to chew up time. At least if their offense isn't going to score, it at least has to, like, get going, eat up yards, give them a break. Like, if the Niners defense, if you just keep having to punt, get negative yards or no yards, have to punt, that's not good for the 49ers defense. They're not going to work. Most defenses aren't going to work well in that situation, but it's not going to work for the 49ers defense. Like, you got to give them something. You got to give them something. And so their style of offense works with their style of defense. Run the football, keep the ball moving, and he did that. I mean, at least in the second half, it really got going. And, like, I got to give him credit. And he was set, and everything that he did in the second half, he set up in the first half. Like, right, like he was setting up Ramsey for that touchdown pass. If you heard Debo talk about it, the entire game, they were setting Ramsey up for that. So
yeah, and there's a couple of factors here. Like, how did Kyle Shanahan get to this evolution? How did he get here? I think there's a couple of things. One, he had Jimmy Garoppolo as his quarterback. You didn't have Matt Ryan anymore. And his run game in Atlanta wasn't that sophisticated. I mean, he did his own blocking scheme stuff, which is a nice compliment to a play action passing game with Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. Like, it was a complimentary run game. Now, with Jimmy as your quarterback, Jimmy the arsonist, who's, an intercept waiting to happen. Like, no. The engine of this offense for 5 years has been the run game. And you can't have that be your engine if it's just the zone blocking. It's not enough. It's like one type of blocking scheme. Now there's all kind of stuff. Also, and that's a big difference between the Niners and the Rams. Also, one more thing, Elijah Mitchell. Kyle hasn't had a running back that he can turn to and say, I'm giving you 20 carries today at least. You're my best guy. I trust you. Like, he looks at Elijah Mitchell the way his dad looked at Terrell Davis 25 years ago. And Terrell Davis, I mean, Kyle doesn't have John Elway. He might, but he's not on the field just yet. He's marinating. But he does have his Terrell Davis right now. And that's a big deal. Anyway, he's so confident in his running back. I've never seen him as confident in a Niners running back until now. And plus, Debo's part of it too. Go ahead.
I think the other thing you got to give him credit for is, right, in some of the things that we said during the course of the season, like, the 49ers should have never let Kendrick Bourne go. Well, Jennings looks pretty good.
Bingo. Right, now he stepped up.
Right.
Because the idea was to replace Bourne with Sanu. Jennings is the replacement.
Right. Okay, what else was said? well, Ambry Thomas, got to get him off the field. Got to get Ambry Thomas off. Well, got to get Ambry off the field. Got to get Ambry off the field. Like, what do we do? What are we doing at corner? Let's see how he does this week, but looks like he's getting better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think there's some things where Kyle's stuck to his guns, and it looks like it's working out for him. I mean, also the big one is if the 49ers the 49ers do end up winning a Super Bowl, then him sticking to his guns with Jimmy, that would probably be another one. Although, you and I argue that whatever Jimmy does could be done with the rookie. We'll see how Jimmy does.
Well, we're going to talk about if the Niners win the Super Bowl, why it's going to be. I just don't think it's going to have much to do with Jimmy if they do win a Super Bowl, but he'll be on the team.
Oh, sorry. Let's wait. There is another big one that Kyle was right about. Trent Williams.
Well, let's see if he plays, man. He didn't play last week. He didn't play. He may not play this week. We'll have to see.
Right, but I know, but
he doesn't play this week, and
he's literally like one of the top 5 players in the NFL. If you want to say he's the best player, but like
they need him though right now.
They do.